What up, what up, what up, YouTube? That was my attempt at an overly energetic introduction. I don't think I did very well. Oh well. I'm here reporting from my sister's room. I'm going to tell you guys today how to be smarter in just 20 minutes each day. You don't have to be sitting in your room alone for these 20 minutes. You can be doing other things. We'll get to it. I mean, it's a really, really great technique, and I feel like I've grown a lot from it over my life. Here's the thing. If you're here and you clicked on the video title, that probably means one of two things. Either you're loving knowledge and you just really want to search for it and be the best you possible, which is great. You're in the right place. Or you don't think you're intelligent enough. And before I say any of this, that is entire hogwash, rubbish, bull crap. A lot of the times, the way society is, the way the education system works, the way that this whole system operates, it makes you feel like you aren't intelligent enough, but that is entirely contrary. The only reason that society works that way is it only focuses on one type of intelligence, which is how much knowledge you know. It's how many books you've read. It's your education. It's that type of intelligence. But there are so many different forms of intellect. And just because you feel like you're not smart enough, you are plenty intelligent. No single person is smarter than any other person. We just have different types of intellects and different ways that our brains work. I'm no smarter than you. You're no smarter than your neighbor. And I just like to say that first just because, first of all, I don't want to come off like I think I'm smarter than you guys, because I'm not. I'm not by any means. So, Nick, if you're not smarter than any of us, then why should I even be listening to you? Well, I think I built a technique that no matter what intelligence you are, whatever type of intellect you have, it will help to build upon that intellect as well as rounding out the types that maybe you aren't so good at, like memory, for instance. And I just want to share and try to make the world as knowledgeable a place as I can. Why am I credible? Well, I guess it's really up to you, but in terms of societal standards, I'm in the top 1% of the UC system, which is the number one public college university system within the United States. I'm in the top 1% of my major. I'll hopefully be attending Harvard grad. I've tutored people from topics from philosophy all the way to vector calculus. So in terms of like societal knowledge, I do have some credibility. Like I said, doesn't make me any better. So last thing before I explain the technique is what's so special is that you're building your other types of intelligence, but within my technique, you'll also be building your social intelligence and really start to understand others better, which may help you in interactions that you're having daily and may help you find friends, relationships. It's just building a better understanding of those around you. All right, let's get to this, baby. So how to gain knowledge? For my theory to make sense, there are two really, really fundamental philosophical concepts that I build off of. Number one, we learn from our experiences. We gain knowledge not with age. Getting older doesn't make you more intelligent. You gain knowledge through the experiences that you have, as if it were a staircase. And you just, boom, more knowledge. No new knowledge, no new knowledge. Boom, more knowledge, no new knowledge, no new. It's pretty evident if you just really look at it around you. You make a mistake, you say you put your hand in a fire. Ouch, that hurt. I learned not to put my hand in fires. It's a very basic concept in philosophy, but it's widely accepted, and I mean, to me it just makes a lot of sense. The second premise is this: every single perspective offers an entirely new experience on the same object or thing that's happening. If I look at food and I'm hungry, and that's just my part of my experience, part of my well-being right now, I'm going to really want that food. If somebody that's really full looks at that food, they're just going to ignore it, or they're going to appreciate it, or say, wow, I wish I didn't just eat. And that's a very, very basic example. But because we all are built very different ways, and we're all very unique people based on the experiences of our past, every single perspective is going to have a totally new insight, totally different thoughts. It's just going to be an entirely different experience for each person. And of course, that doesn't always hold true, because I'm not the only hungry person in the world. But I just use that example for a very basic and easy concept to understand. Back to premise 1. If experience is what builds intelligence, then the best way to maximize your intelligence would be to maximize the amount of experience you're having in your everyday life. Well, that seems hard to do, because how do you increase the amount of experiences you have? How do you turn looking at a pencil into more than just looking at a pencil? Well, that's where premise 2 comes in. If you try your hardest to put yourself in the shoes of other people that would be experiencing that event, then you'd be also taking on their experience as well. Therefore, 2 experiences out of just one moment, which would thereby, theoretically, double the potential for knowledge. Well, Nick, how do you even do that? How do you put yourself in somebody's shoes that you're not even really aware of? That just comes down to practice. It's about starting off small and analyzing another perspective in pretty superficial ways. It's going to start off very basic, but with more practice, you start to really learn how to put yourself in other people's shoes and feel how exactly they would be feeling. And don't be discouraged that it starts off superficial. Ask some very basic questions. Is this person a guy or a girl? How does that affect how they see it? Is this person X or Y? How does that affect how they see it? What race are they? Does that change their perspective? All of these questions, some very basic, superficial questions, can start you off in the right direction already. And once you get some practice going on that, soon there'll be bigger questions like, oh, what experiences of your past will affect this in a certain way? And then it gets philosophical, and then it gets really out there and really, really helpful. But even doing it in a superficial manner can still help you gain that knowledge. You're creating a whole new experience for yourself. See, and once you get really good at this, you can do this very quickly. You can see an event and within moments put yourself in 20 people's different shoes. That gives you 20 times more of a chance to gain intelligence from that event. How do you really beat those odds? It's pretty hard to. The next big question and difficult part of this whole concept is, whose shoes should I be putting myself into? The answer to that depends on the event. What you want to do is put yourself in the shoes of somebody who would most be affected by that particular event. So for example, if a friend makes a very racist comment, try to put yourself in the shoes of that race, because obviously they're the ones that are going to be most affected. Try to put yourself in the shoes of somebody who's not that race. Really think about who this event is impacting. And even though I used the pencils for an example earlier, really only use this technique if something seems of significance in that way. You can't go about your day trying to put yourself in other people's shoes for every single thing that you do. Really focus on the impactful events that are happening to you, the things that are making an impact on your everyday life, because those are typically the things that are going to make an impact on other people's lives as well. Even if you don't feel yourself gaining intelligence or really feel the benefits of this immediately, keep practicing. And the better you get, the more you're thinking about it and the easier it is to gain knowledge from these alternate perspectives. I can, however, promise immediate results in the area of social intelligence, which is so important today because I feel like social intelligence, the ability to put yourself in other people's shoes, the ability to understand those around you, is an ultimate way to build compassion, empathy, and to really care for those around you, which is it's got to be the most important thing, you guys. It really has to, because in a world where the people who are making all the decisions don't really show that they care much about others, that's not a world that is nice for everybody to live in. And hopefully one day you'll be making some types of decisions yourself. It's important to care about each other. It's as simple as that. Alright, you guys, that was a really simple, really brief explanation of how to gain intelligence with just little to no effort, just a little bit of brain power. If you have any more questions, you want more details, some better examples, maybe even some more specific real life examples that I personally have used myself, then just please ask in the comments. Don't be shy. And alright, guys, I'll see you next time.